Hello everyone and welcome back to Punchbowl Boys High Ed Talks. I'm here with Miss Nguyen again, and today we welcome Miss Plibersek, who's going to talk about critical and creative thinking. At Punchbowl Boys, as you know, we run a whole range of different programs under our two frameworks, our elements of learning and achievement, and also our Empower Me framework. And as part of that, we've implemented a number of explicit programs, and one of those has been the critical and creative thinking program that we run for our stage 4 students. Why we are doing this is because we just want parents and students to keep engaged in what's happening at the school, even though you are learning from home. We're going to welcome Ms. Plibersek now, who's going to talk about her role as a critical and creative thinking teacher at Punchbowl Boys High School.
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. Patruno, Miss Nguyen. So I'm Miss Plibersek. I'm an English teacher at Punchbowl Boys High School and also the CCT team coordinator. So this is our second year running critical and creative thinking at Punchbowl Boys High School, and we've timetabled into our Year 7 students' timetables for this year. So this term we spent a lot of time doing introductory activities and familiarising students with the specifics of CCT. We've done a few different projects and exercises to train their brains so that they're ready to use these new skills that they've acquired in their design thinking projects, which will start from next term onwards. CCT offers students a safe place to work through things, practice trial and error, and most of all be with their peers in doing these activities.
That's fantastic to hear. So how do we actually use critical and creative thinking to support our students and to become improved global citizens? So
people assume that creativity is something that students either have or that they don't have, that it's to do with painting a picture or playing an instrument. But we at Punchbowl believe that creativity can be taught and nurtured, and we are teaching our students to be creative in their schoolwork, in their home life, and in their lives after they leave us. Critical and creative thinking supports our students in becoming improved global citizens by allowing them to engage in the world around them. We're trying to teach them how to be flexible and creative learners, and we're also trying to create young men who can learn and achieve anywhere, and this has never been more important than right now with what we're going through. So here at Punchbowl, we have the elements of learning and achievement framework, which Mr. Patruno touched on a moment ago. And that framework emphasises the skills students need to be lifelong learners in today's ever-changing society. CCT helps students to build and foster these skills, which they need to make them valuable and meaningful contributors in this 21st century world. Now, more and more employers are requiring employees to be open-minded, flexible problem solvers. So we're just trying to help get them there.
Definitely. So can you share with us any ways to access critical and creative thinking lessons at home?
Yeah, well, definitely. So students can access and complete CCT activities at home easily. We've created a booklet which students and parents can use as a whole family with a variety of different exercises. They can do either as a family together or even individually for students and younger students as well, younger children. We have yoga and gardening to some STEAM activities and even cooking, plus even a cartooning workshop with Mr. Patruno as well. But while I am here, Miss Nguyen, I'd like to set a challenge to our boys at Punchbowl, and that is that I would like them to foster their critical and creative thinking skills during this isolation time and complete our 4-week challenge. So you need to give your brain a workout, boys. So have a look at the bottom of our screen and we can see the link to our 4-week CCT challenge.
So why are we encouraging our families to take part in this 4-week challenge?
So CCT, as we know, is a subject that really employs all of these skills, and we're encouraging our students to take part in this 4-week challenge, to get involved, to get outside, to apply these important skills that we're trying to teach you about the 7 dispositions, to use some of our elements of learning and achievement framework, and to just make themselves better 21st century learners. And like Mr. Patruno said, like I said, like you've said, there's no more important time than at the moment to really be able to learn anywhere and to be able to be resourceful and be reflective and patient and persistent, because we all need these skills to get through this together. And it's a really nice thing you guys can do as a family to support each other, but also to break up the monotony of what we're going through. And we're all in the same boat together.
So thank you, Ms. Plibersek, for coming in today. I'm so excited to pursue this challenge myself, and we can constantly encourage you boys to take on this challenge as well, to become open-minded, flexible, resourceful, patient, persistent learners who are risk-takers and make ubiquitous choices.
The reason we invited Ms. Plibersek here today was because last week we did get a question from a parent wanting to know how you could implement critical and creative thinking in the home. So what were the strategies that you spoke to this parent about?
Yeah, great. So one of the things we talked about when I spoke to that parent was for getting their son to go outside. So that's another thing that's really important at the moment, is to do a bit of exercise as well, because we are being confined so much. So this boy was able to make a beautiful obstacle course for his family to compete in. So that he timed everyone having a run around the course, and he awarded a prize for the person who had the quickest time. And the obstacle course consisted of sort of 6 to 10 activities, depending on how many he thought was appropriate for each participant. And so that's one way that we're encouraging critical and creative thinking at home, but also being able to involve the rest of our family in on this activity as well, which is really good fun. And we had a lot of really wonderful feedback from that boy and from his family after the obstacle course that they completed.
Yeah, so it was really linked to a lot of the pillars that we talk about at the school as part of the elements of learning achievement. So there was a little bit of numeracy in terms of the timing, in terms of the well-being, being outdoors, being interactive with the family. It was also about, the problem solving that takes part in making sure that he's probably catered those activities to cater, because I imagine that the kids that were younger than him were a whole range of different ages.
Yep.
So what we're trying to do, as we said, is to make sure that kids are developing these almost instant problem solving skills. Can you give us any other positive examples of how critical and creative thinking has been implemented at the school over the last 2 years?
Yeah, so we've done a range of projects. We had this really big project we had across our KLAs of English, Science and CCT last year with our Be Aware project, which we're currently in the process of buying our native beehive to put out the front, but obviously we've been a bit delayed with what's happening at the moment. We've also had some cross KLAs between English and CCT as well, where the boys produced some dolls based on the novel they were reading. We've also done some recycling projects too, which we're hoping that Year 7s will be able to do this year at home for term 2. And we've also done just some really simple projects where we've got them to build some structures and do some storytelling using pictures and communicating with each other as well.
Yeah, well, I know the boys are really excited about getting the beehive, and your dad came out and gave them a first-hand experience on what it takes to be a beekeeper. Once again, as I said, we're really trying to focus on the skills that are required for our boys to be successful global citizens, because even if you look at the current pandemic that we're faced with, we really need to be problem solvers in terms of, our academic skills that we're learning within the home, our social skills in terms of being with the same people for a confined period of time. And hopefully the tips that we are giving you through these Ed Talks will really support our community. Hopefully the tips and strategies that we're providing you with over the next few weeks will go a long way to making sure that this period goes as smooth as possible. Can I just thank Miss Nguyen and Miss Plibersek for joining us this afternoon to answer these important questions. And remember, boys, it's still important that even though you're learning at home, is to be responsible about your learning, to be respectful to those around you, and of course, be safe. So hopefully we see you soon. Thank you.